my story kind of goes, this is like a Delta 8 of psychedelics, and I think it's really important because I'm starting to see these products everywhere. This is a real big heads up. The FDA is saying that there are severe illnesses being reported from what they call psychedelic candy. It's been seen in over 20 states. Ongoing U.S. FDA testing of a microdose psychedelic candy, mainly chocolate, some gummies, linked to dozens of illnesses across 20 states, has identified several of the product's compounds as possible causes of the symptoms. While none of the listed chemicals conclusively solve the medical mystery, results reflect the poor state of regulation of a market responding to a rapidly growing interest in psychedelics for health and recreation. Earlier this month, the FDA, in collaboration with America's Poison Centers, announced its investigation of 8 reported illnesses linked with the consumption of diamond shroom and microdosing chocolate bars. As of this week, the number stands at 39, with symptoms ranging from abnormal heart rates, hypotension, nausea, and vomiting, to seizures, confusion, even loss of consciousness, and a couple people having to be intubated. 23 of the cases, health concerns were serious enough to warrant hospitalization. Numerous state authorities have issued statements urging retailers to refrain from selling or distributing diamond shrooms products, and residents who have any in their possession hold on to them until the FDA provides instructions on the return, responsible disposal, or just throw them away. As people in multiple states have become ill with a variety of severe symptoms after eating these products, we are advising Granite Staters to avoid consuming them, Hampshire Division of Public Health Services Director Ian Watt said. In spite of companies like Diamond Shrooms marketing their edible products as microdosing candies, none of the claimed active psychedelic agents or indeed other ingredients are provided to the It's really worrisome. It's taken an FDA analysis of 2 individual samples to reveal Diamond Shroom's birthday cake chocolate bar contains the compound 4-acetoxy N,N-dimethyltryptamine, also known as 4-ACO-DMT, or O-acetylsilicin or psilocybin. Other dark chocolate bar contained mainly psilocybin, along with botanical kava, methoxyanganin, dihydrocavane, and cavane, which are all derivatives of the kava plant. They're all similar products containing the same ingredients. It's impossible to say without further testing. Psilocybin is a semi-synthetic compound that, like the magic mushroom chemical psilocybin, is a prodrug of the psychoactive chemical psilocin. However, it activates completely different serotonergic pathways. Nobody knows what the LD50 is, which is how much can kill you. And there's a lot of, at least anecdotal evidence of this chemical being somewhat dangerous and linked to some of these symptoms. Furthermore, ingestion of kava can cause numbness on the mouth and skin, loss of coordination, dizziness, and sedation, BC report says. Also, ingestion of kava with other substances such as benzodiazepines or alcohol can worsen sedation, lead to hospitalization, also cause nausea and vomiting. It's estimated that 8 million American adults took psilocybin last year, with a survey finding more than 1 in 10 have taken the drug sometime in life. Around the world, unregulated production of psychoactive consumables is an emerging issue. In April this year, 5 people in the Australian state of New South Wales were treated after ingesting supposedly mushroom-containing gummies. We need to ensure that the public understands the difference between these products and registered medicines prescribed by a health professional, not only in terms of their efficacy, their risks or harms. I think this is really important, and this is the same thing as the spice debate and the bath salts debate and the Delta 8 debate. As the federal government tries to hold people back from interacting with, experiencing, and changing their own consciousness, whether recreationally, spiritually, or medically, people who are really just looking to get rich without really any care for anyone else are finding these pathways around and finding these analogs, drug analogs, and other drugs that give similar effects. They're not tested, don't know if they're safe. They're just pushing them to make profits on. These gas station candy bars are pretty much the same as gas station Delta 8. Those gas station boner pills, like what is in them? A lot of those gas station boner pills have been analyzed by the FDA and private labs, and they found that there's Viagra, Cialis, as well as steroids.
Oh, boy.
Those things. So you really don't know what you're getting. It's kind of like that new drug 2C. I don't know if anybody, not 2CB, but 2C. If anybody's heard of it, don't do it. It's like this new drug container where drug dealers just smash up cocaine and Adderall and psych drugs and a little bit of acid and some MDA and mix it all together and sell it to people. And because people feel something and they're somewhere partying, they think this thing is good for them. So I think this is a real dark warning sign. Stay away from anything you don't know. Try to find somebody that you know and trust you can get this shit from. If you don't, message Jason Beck on the High at 9 Discord. I'm sure he will hook you up.
Jesus
what do you guys have to say about this?
Man, Mathieu St. Germain. I'm not surprised by this at all. If you look at the amount of different brands that are out there producing psychedelic candies, whether that be a gummy, chocolate bar, whatever, I mean, that market has exploded with brands. And not to mention, there's tons of counterfeits out there of actual brands that are doing it too. So, I mean, psychedelics to me is just basically cannabis 2.0.
I mean, I think.
Do you think that psychedelics need COAs too?
Yeah,
COAs.
yeah, 100%.
Anything we're gonna ingest really does. Although I'd like to say, that's one of the best things about just buying actual mushrooms. You get a bag of mushrooms. There's nothing added to them. You can see what they are. Your major issue is, are you going to get a little bit high or a lot high? But you're not going to be ingesting these other chemicals. And what they're doing, like Polka Dot, Diamond Shrooms, a lot of these brands, is they're using this 4-ACO DMT because it's currently kind of legal gray area analog. It allows them to sell it without getting in trouble. Whereas if they were selling health-producing, health-providing, good for you, psilocybin containing mushrooms, it could be at risk for federal jail time for having these.
Well,
they are shipping them over state lines, put them in gas station.
Well, I mean, Matthew, I know a number of companies that do include DMT in their mushroom chocolate bars or in their gummies and whatnot. And don't you think that just gives those mushroom chocolate bars a better user experience, when that's included?
You can't. DMT is not orally active, Jason. There's a chemical called monoamine oxidase that our gut produces, and it breaks down a lot of toxins that we probably encountered when we were just randomly shoving stuff in our mouth to stay alive out in the wilderness. But that monoamine oxidase breaks down DMT. That's why you have to smoke it and or inject it, or you have these either ayahuasca or what they call pharmahuasca, which ayahuasca is 2 plants. One plant is the copy vine, and that is a monoamine oxidase inhibitor. That means is the monoamine, the copy vine keeps your body from making the MAO, so the DMT can be orally active.
Can you say that word again?
Chemicals. Monoamine oxidase.
No, the C word.
Copy.
No, that's not it. Concubine or something. What was it?
The copy vine. Yeah.
Copy vine, not to be confused with a concubine, right?
Jesus.
No, you fucker. It's Banisteriopsis copy. But what I want to get to, my point is, if somebody's putting DMT in a chocolate bar and then putting an MAO inhibitor, MAO inhibitors can be very dangerous. They can interact with normal foodstuffs to create things that are poisonous for us, and they can have really harsh reactions with pharmaceutical drugs for all types of different purposes. So it'd be incredibly dangerous for somebody to put an MAO inhibitor in a chocolate bar and sell that in an unlabeled manner. They could really hurt, harm, or even kill people.
But there's tons of people that are doing it.
Well, they're probably using. So that's what I'm saying is they're probably using this 4-ACO DMT, right? But it does have dimethyltryptamine, and this 4-ACO group on the front of it allows it to be uptaken by your body, and the body slowly changes it into psilocin. But it creates a bunch of other chemicals through that process. We don't really know what they do or what effect on your conscious health those chemicals have. It's just one of those things where you're taking untested research chemicals primarily from China and horfing them down. It's just a dangerous way to go about it.
I have a serious question, Mathieu St. Germain.
Oh, it better be serious.
It's really serious.
Right.
So you're saying that a bunch of people are getting sick from eating these mushroom chocolates. Is it possible? Because when you just eat mushrooms, a lot of people they throw up because the psilocybin is a toxin, and it's your body's natural reaction to try to throw that up. Do you think that these people actually aren't really getting sick? They're just throwing up the psilocybin, but then they're claiming that they're getting sick?
There's not psilocybin in it.
No, psilocybin, psilocin, both of those are not toxins in any way, shape, or form. The reason for the negative reaction in the stomach is that the mushroom fruit body of the cubensis mushroom contains a chemical called chitin. Chitin is the same chemical in your fingernails, and it's the same chemical that seashells are made of.
Interesting.
That is an undigestible and abrasive chemical in your belly. And if you make an extract using alcohol and or use because psilocybin and psilocin are both water soluble. You can make a hot water tea as well, and then you get active ingredients without the chitin. No, psilocybin and psilocin, neither of those are in any way toxic. It is not your body reacting to those in any way, shape, or form. It's that chitin. It's the thing that actually makes up the structure of the fruit body that your tummy doesn't love.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
little bubble guts from mushrooms. They're not fun, but I mean, like, I think this is a good rule of thumb. If it came from a gas station or a smoke shop, you probably don't want to take it to get high.
Don't do it.
I think that's good, solid advice. Yes. And on that, we're going to keep this train rolling. We're going to roll right into a commercial, and we're going to be right back.